Welcome. Welcome everybody. You're now dreaming again. This time, you're not floating, you're not exploring, but you're going to be dreaming, working at a convenience store. The night shift, 2 a.m., where things start to get a little weird. So, hop in your beds, pull up your blanket, and get ready to pay off your sleep credit card. So, you're now at the dream world. You are right outside the convenience store, ready to tackle on the night shift. You open the door, and the door chimes gently as you enter. You punch in your employee number, the register beeps, and now your shift has officially started. Your watch says 11:02 p.m. You're on time. Tyler is there. Your coworker has just finished the evening shift. And he nods at you and says to you, "Night. Good luck." He leaves, he slips onto the dark, and he drives off at his car. And now you are alone. In front of you is a ghost, dead, empty aisles of items and merchandise, and beside you, is the cash register, and your phone too, and of course, the store phone. You check the list on the clipboard beside you. Milk restock, eggs need to be sorted at the fridge, cereal boxes. You make your rounds. The cold air prickles your skin as you open the fridge door. One by one, cartons of milk slide neatly into place. You are restocking, and that's your first task. A lot of people have bought milk, so it's a very common item. You then have to restock the cereal boxes, and that's what you gotta do next. The cereal boxes align with satisfying symmetry on the second shelf. And all is quiet. Okay. As you wait, nothing really happens until the clock says 11:30 p.m. Right as the hand hits 31 and a half, the door chimes. 2 customers come in. The first is a man in a classic hoodie, tired eyes. Looks like he is about to sleep. It makes sense. It's 11:31 p.m. He picks up a can of Mountain Dew and a small bag of Doritos. So, $5.84. He pays in coins. Okay, here's your change. You tell him, and he leaves. The second, a teenager in the beanies, chewing gum. He asks for a quick slushy, medium-sized, blueberry slushy, $3.75. You serve him, pays by credit, and you serve him, yep. And as you do, he slurps loudly and nods and leaves the door. It's Friday. You can no longer wait for the weekend. You just want to get through the shift, and you have a few days off. That's something you're going to look forward for, at least in this experience. 12:05 a.m. A customer clock walks in the door, and this time it is an older man with a cane. His movements are slow. You could tell that it was an old man as he struggled to open that door. He points to a can of Pringles. You ring it up. $2.77, please. He takes out his hand and tries to count his money. He has taken a while to count the coins, and he pays you with exact change. And you give him his nickel because it was 5 cents off. And he thanks you softly and walks back into the night with a can of Pringles in his left hand. But as soon as he leaves, in the back room, you see something flicker. And you go ahead and go into the back room and notice that one of the lights is malfunctioning and flickers every few seconds. Just a dying neon tube that needs to be replaced. And somehow something flashes. It's a fly that circles your head. You swat it gently with your hands. You don't like flies. You don't like insects. We're in the middle of summer. We're near mid-June. So flies are inevitable. That's your least of your worries because you still have to get through this shift. The fly probably pulled out a tiny bit of that weight, and now you gotta continue back into the main store. But before you walk out into the main area, you notice that you have to take out trash, and that's one of the tasks that you have to do for the shift. It's time to take out the trash. So you gather the bins. There's one bag, one by the door, another one in the back corner of the back room, and one just outside the main entrance. As you toss the final bag, you hear movement inside. But your heart jumps. And you go back and you dread what's on the other side, finding the source of the noise. However, it is just a customer. You exhale, just a customer walking loudly with boots. Work boots. A man, stumbling slightly, enters. He smells like beer. And he looks a little intoxicated and takes rough steps. So, he tells you, "I'd like 3 cans of beer, please." And you ring the register. $12.81. And as you ring up, he mumbles, "Strange man walks these streets late at night. You see him? It's already too late." And you are wondering what he just said, and you tell him, "What are you talking about?" You see him? It's too late, you're gone. And then he gives you a nod and walks out with 3 cans of beer. And then another customer soon after. Just another teenager who just wants to walk late at night. A pack of Mentos, $1.06, pays with a $1 coin and a nickel, and walks out. Alright, he doesn't say a word. not much time passed. You thought that a lot of time passed because you had customers. And then you look at the clock. 1 a.m. At this time, you kind of think to yourself, what the hell did that drunk guy tell you? Some strange man that has been walking, and that hint that he told you where if you see him it's too late kind of freaks you out a little bit. So you are met with just silence, only interrupted by the hum of the fridges next to the aisles where the cold merchandise lies. A good half hour passes, no one enters, and you start to space out. And as you stare directly at the aisles that are now empty and unoccupied, something feels a little off. The shelves have become abstract patterns. Your eyes zone in on the eggs. Wait, they're out of place. But you know that you just stocked them. But now, one carton is near the canned drinks. Another egg carton is near the lottery tickets. And the third egg carton is in fact right beside you on the counter. Your skin tingles and you start to feel little goosebumps and your heart starts to beat a bit faster. And you start to freak out a little bit, but you then laugh it off. Maybe your mind plays tricks on you and you're a little sleep deprived maybe. So you try to make excuses. Maybe someone had played with the eggs and just changed their mind before buying the eggs. Who knows? So, as you see the clock, it is 1:58 a.m. And you notice headlights outside. A car pulls into the lot in the distance. And the engine hums. You wait. However, no one comes out. You try to look closer and peek at that window. And it's a good 10 meters away from the door. It seems that this car has no driver. And you make sure you walk to the window, but the driver's seat is empty. And also the passenger seat is also empty. No one is inside, yet the car is running. Then it turns off by itself. So you walk back in, and another moment of dead silence. By now your eyes start to feel a little tired, and you start to blink a bit more. You decide to buy yourself a can of Monster. You paid for that drink. You ring it up and charge yourself. And you walk over and take that Monster from that fridge and you drink. But it seems to not help you at all. Or maybe just a little bit. Now your eyes are now in perfect order. Maybe it gives you some energy boost. And so, by now, eventually you start to look at the clock again, and it says 2:45 a.m. You glance at the camera feed from the back room. You notice boxes, dozens of them. They weren't there earlier. You know that there were not boxes before because you knew you were there and that's when you take the trash. But now in the hallway lies a lot of boxes. You then go back. No labels, just blank brown boxes, stacked like they appeared overnight.
You started to fold them and collapse them. Cardboard flops, creak and pomp. You hum softly. Keep calm. Keep folding. Eventually the boxes can leave. It's taking a while to fold these boxes, but eventually you fold the last box and you take them out into the recycling and you come back in. Eventually, the clock hits 3:10 a.m. A woman enters, doesn't say a word, picks up duct tape and 2 lemons. 10:49. You bag it, she nods, pays with her card, and leaves. That's a kind of weird combo, but you don't think twice. Then someone else enters. Friendly smile, and tries to strike up a conversation. Hello. You then answer him. How are you? And he says, hey, I'm Francis. You greet him casually, shake hands. He wanders the aisles, and you just think that maybe he's here to just window shop and hang around. It's late at night, there are lots of bugs, and he just wanders around in circles. But however, when he comes onto the counter, he doesn't have any items, but it seems like he wants to talk to you. Something about his looks. He looks a little different. His face is off. His eyes are too wide. His smile is too stiff. Your gut twists. Your hand hovers over the punch-out button as you look at his brown black hair. Alright. You want to leave this job, but you can't. You have the courage to try and survive the shift, so you don't punch out just yet. You just have to get through the shift. So now you go back at the counter and try to go on your phone for a bit, to go on Tinder again and do a few more swipes. But before you have a chance to open Tinder on your phone, the store phone rings like a landline. You pull up the code, you pull the phone that has the cord, the spiral helix dancing and swinging that's attached to the phone is swinging. And the phone, you answer. You just hear static on the other hand, and then silence. You hang up. And a good 2 minutes later, it rings again. You pick up. At first, you hear static on the other hand, but before you put your phone off the ear, before you take it off your ear, you hear some voice, a deep, slow voice. I am inside the back room. And you click. You stare at the backroom camera, but all you see is just static. The feed is gone. And then at 3:45 a.m., you glance at the window on your right. A figure stands at the window, not moving, not saying no word, just watching, staring at you. You approach your door, but as soon as you take your eyes and and try to look at the window again to where you saw that figure, the man is gone. Nobody's there. And then at 3:55 a.m., all of a sudden, the lights flicker and go out. And oh boy, Now you're in pitch black. You can't see anything. The only light you see are the street lights that shine through the window. Now the items became like shadows, the merchandise. But 5 seconds later, they all flicker back and briefly turn off and on for a few seconds, and the lights are back on. Wow, that's strange. It's like a little power cut. But something in that moment of darkness, you know, the brief moment where the light tries to turn on and close off and closes, like alternates right before the lights stay on? Yep, during that time, in that moment of darkness, you saw something. You see a shadow, long and thin, hunched behind the milk aisle, next to the eggs where you tried to restock. But now it is gone. And you really feel shivers. It feels like the room has gotten a lot colder. And you are really, really dreading. You really want to get through the shift and get the rest and end it all. At 4:32 a.m., another customer comes. He smells like crazy. He smells like really bad. His clothes are stained. And he then comes straight at you and asks, "Do you sell bacon and knives?" You shake your head and you try to reply, "Sorry, we don't carry that." He leaves, but something clicks. That face, you've seen him before. Earlier. Okay. And now that's it. You have a strange gut instinct to punch out. You had enough. You quickly take off your employee t-shirt, and luckily the t-shirt that you had been wearing all day was still under you. And so you grab your phone, clock out, and you step outside in a hurry. And then you're so lucky to realize that behind you the lights inside the store shut off completely, all at once. At 4:48 a.m., a bus turns a corner. You're so lucky, and you try to run to the bus, and you wave. It stops. You go in and you board, and you quickly sit down at the very back, with your heart pounding. The bus waits for another minute or so. And while the bus is waiting, you text your phone. You text your boss. You text your boss at your phone. "Sorry, I'm quitting. I cannot do this. The bus is so quiet. It's comforting and safe." Then someone gets on and sits beside you. "Rough shift?" he asks. You nod. "Yeah, just a weird night at the store." He smiles. "Yeah," he tells you that, there are some weird customers out there, isn't it? You reply to him, "Yeah, it's late at night, and things happen." He smiles again. He lifts his hand and pulls his hair as if he's trying to scratch it. And you realize that it is a wig, and pulls off a wig. "I'm Francis. Good to see you again." And that's the last line he tells you. And after that, your dream ends, the store fades, and the lights dim. You're safe now, because you're now in your bed again, and you wake up.
And hopefully this dream imagination video clears out the balance, your entire balance of your sleep credit card. So, I hope this video gets you your tingles. And if you did get your tingles, please give this video a good thumbs up. It'll be greatly, greatly appreciated. And so if you're new to this channel, welcome. I make loads of ASMR formatted videos, from dream imagination videos and some other videos like The Backrooms, which is a series I've been doing, or some maybe classic ASMR, where I do both of whispering and soft-spoken ASMR with object tapping and classic ASMR formats. And so, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.